And the race for Europe is on between Aston Villa and Liverpool are fighting each other for 5th place in the league, while Arsenal will travel away from home to play the champions of the Premier League this season, Manchester United. Nothing to play for here for United and nothing to play for Arsenal, as both these two teams have got qualifications to the Champions League and also United as champions also of the Premiership. Hello everybody here and welcome here on Super Sunday, and I am Richard Keys and I'm here to broadcast you the major 2 games here for this afternoon. We start things first, the race for Europe between Aston Villa and Liverpool, 5th versus 6th. 5th place is a Champions League place for next season due to the fact that Liverpool and Man City reached themselves into the semis, and that's why that the British side have got now a 5th spot for next season to play in the Champions League. And I'm here joined with my fellow pundit Andy Gray to talk about this coverage here on the race for Europe between Aston Villa and also Liverpool. What is your thoughts about this game, and do you think Liverpool have got a lot of pressure in this matchup here as they've travelled away as a visiting team over Aston Villa? It will be a very disappointing game, this will be, for Liverpool. They end up losing here this afternoon because Liverpool obviously got a chance as well, not just in the Premiership, but to go and win the Champions League against Man City in a couple of weeks' time is probably their second option for Liverpool if they end up not working out in this game in terms of the result in their favour, if they end up losing to Aston Villa away from home here, because Villa have got a chance to go into 5th place and also stay in 5th place if they can end up keeping the result alive over Palace next week. But as of Liverpool, lots of pressure for them. Pressure here, the game here over Villa. Pressure also against Wolves, and also pressure if Liverpool can't get in the top 5 but go and win the Champions League and get that 6th place to qualify for next season, to make it all 6 to play in that competition. So they've got lots of, let's say, work to do, Liverpool, on trying to create something in terms of themselves to go and win the Champions League in a few weeks' time. But this game here is important for Jurgen Klopp's team to get it right here and get the win right here over Villa. And hopefully they could do so here for this afternoon's game to get the win and be the ones to stay in 5th place by the end of the game, or unless they go all the way and win the Champions League over City in 3 weeks' time. Okay, thank you very much there, Andy Gray, and let's get to the coverage here. A very important game for Liverpool and a very important game for Villa. Both these two teams want to play in the Champions League. One of these two teams might be disappointed by the end of the game not to get the result, or unless these two teams drop points on match day 37 of the Premier League going into the final day of the season for next week. Let's get to the game at Villa Park between these two teams. And we are here for the game here for the matchup for this afternoon between Aston Villa and also Liverpool. The race for Europe is on. It's still a big game, this is. Very important game this is in terms of the football, in terms of how these two teams will play each other here, because both teams want to play in the real top tier of European football, and that is the UEFA Champions League. They both want to be in it, they both want to play in it, and hopefully we might see if Liverpool can get the win here over Aston Villa to be the ones mathematically qualify themselves to be a part of the UEFA Champions League for next season, despite them losing in their last matchup over Spurs 3-2 in their last game from last weekend. But as of the team here for Villa, as we do have the team itself here with Villa's team, we've got Emiliano Martinez, Pau Torres, we've got obviously Silva, Matty Cash, we also got Douglas Luiz as well, Jacob Ramsey, we also got Leon Bailey, Ollie Watkins, Moussa Diaby, and that's still a good team though, very good team this will be, definitely, of course, for their squad. But we know that obviously for the other team as well, for looks like here for Liverpool, as we do have for Liverpool's team as goalkeeper Alisson. We also have the Canate, Eder Mateo, Robertson as well, McAllister, Dominic Sabitzer, Rafael Leao, Darwin Nunez, and also Rafinha for the Liverpool team. So they've still got a very good team though, and they've got a lot to play for here. But we have to wait and see what comes across here in this game. in terms of the result here if Liverpool can get the job done here over Aston Villa in this matchup. So here we go, and let's get it underway for the coverage here. Villa will kick things off the game, and here we go, underway here. Aston Villa and Liverpool going head to head, and it's a real battle, of course, for the European positions, of course, between the two sides, and Villa do kick things off. And now all the way there to Diego Carlos, now to Matty Cash. Now all the way here now to, looks like to Andy Robertson. Now all the way here now to, looks like from Rafinha. And now Rafinha, now he's through here. Could be a chance for him to shoot maybe. Oh, what's a sliding tackle right there from, looks like from Diego Carlos, sorry. And Diego Carlos obviously has been booked a yellow card from that reckless challenge he committed right there onto Rafinha for Liverpool. So free kicks being given, by the way, for the Liverpool team so far in this matchup. So let's see what happens from here now. As a free kick, Rafinha will take it, shoots, and it's gone all the way now out into the crowd. And that wasn't very, very good. And now all the way here to Matty Cash. Now Cash now to McGinn. And now here's to Diaby. Diaby's through. Diaby! And a goal for Aston Villa. What a brilliant goal for the Villains in this matchup. And that's a very good start to the game here for Aston Villa, as they're one goal in the lead in this match. And a perfect finish from him. And that is now 1-0 here for Aston Villa in this matchup. And that's a massive chance, of course, on the race, and hopes now for them to qualify for the UEFA Champions League. As what a hit right there from Villa. And the place is going absolutely ballistic here, as Unai Emery's men are now in front. And massive hopes, of course, to really overtake Liverpool in the Premier League up to 5th place. And be the ones to qualify, of course, for the UEFA Champions League if they can for next season. But we have got now, here's Thiago. Now Thiago now to Darwin Núñez. He's through. Darwin Núñez has a shot. Save right there from the goalie. And here's the corner in this matchup now for Liverpool in this game. And pass the ball short now to, looks like cross in the box here. Header, goal! And Liverpool are now 1-1 in the game. What a superb header. What a superb goal. And now it is 1-1 in this match. What a header. What a brilliant goal right there. And a goal there for Liverpool was brilliant. Brilliant. Pure brilliancy right there from them. And Liverpool are now back level. And they have to do something, of course, in terms of their chances to try and be in 5th position by the end of this game. Anything could do for Liverpool to try and keep them in 5th position. They do have UEFA Champions League football to take place, of course, for the finals of the European competition, as Liverpool take part in. As Liverpool have got a lot of experience on winning the European trophy in comparison to their opponents they're up against, Man City, in that European Champions League final in a couple of weeks. So they might use that as an advantage maybe if they end up coming 6th in the league. And now Alisson there catches the ball very nicely there for Liverpool. And now he boots the ball now away from danger. Header right there now to Douglas Luiz, now to Leon Bailey. Now gone all the way there to Alisson, in the hands of the goalkeeper Alisson. Now he boots the ball now away here from danger. Here's now to, looks like to McAllister. Now to Thiago. Now Rafael Leao. He's through. Nice chance here for a goal, maybe so here. Save! Oh, could have been close now. Here's to Sabitzer. And now we got ourselves, looks like here now a corner has been given. Cross into the box here. Header now. Save right there for the goalkeeper. Now Diaby, now Ramsey. Now here's to Ollie Watkins. And now all the way here now, he's through, Diaby's through! And a goal right there from Diaby, and Villa are 2-1 up here over Liverpool. What a superb finish, and what a superb goal for Aston Villa in the matchup. And that's a brilliant, terrific goal to put Villa back in front. And what an amazing goal right there for him. and he placed that ball right into that bottom corner in the game. And what a finish. What a finish in the matchup here. And that is absolutely pure brilliance right there from them in the game so far. As the score now is 2-1 to Aston Villa in the match. And now here's Darwin Núñez now to make it 2-2. Save right there from Martinez. Corner now for Liverpool. And now Villa are in front of this game here. Liverpool corner this match though. Header could be. Oh, save there from Emiliano Martinez now. Another corner again here. Cross into the box. Header there, bouncing away like a little bit, and could be now Watkins. Now Bailey. Now to Konate. And now all the way here now again. Good defending now to Matty Cash. Now all the way to now Douglas Luiz now for Aston Villa. Now Leon Bailey. Now back to the goalkeeper there, Alisson. And we definitely move into half time, by the way, in this game. And superb scenes, I've got to say, in terms of the result here for Aston Villa going into the break. Moussa Diaby got on the score sheet right there for Aston Villa. And the matchup ends here as Villa 2, Liverpool 1 at the end of the first half.
Manchester City, the kings of English football again. You'll never stop this thing. I will never let you go.
And we are back here now for the second half, and here we go between Aston Villa and Liverpool in this match. And we see what happens from here now. Here's Rafinha running through the ball. Could be a goal, maybe so. Good defending. Now Pau Torres. Now John McGinn. Diaby. All the way there to Gerard Moreno. Pushing through here now for Aston Villa. Into the box here. Header. And now John McGinn. Has a shot to shoot, maybe. Good defending. Now all the way to Douglas Luiz. Now some free kick is being given, by the way, here for the goalkeeper. And we know that Palace will play Villa in their last game of the season for next week. And if it stays like this, and if Villa end up winning here in this game and Palace for next week, then Villa will secure Champions League football for next season if it stays like this from now, and also a result from the last game for next week. And a foul has been given. And looks like here that Eder Mateo might be in big trouble here. And he's being booked, it looks like here, by the referee. And now there's going to be, looks like here, a free kick has been given for, it looks like, for the team. And let's see what happens from here now, from this free kick from Douglas Luiz for Aston Villa. Into the box here now, header away. Now Konate. Now it's a chance here for Moreno. Bailey shoots, and Bailey scores, and Villa are 3-1 up, and they've extended the lead, and they've done it over in style here, over Liverpool. And I've got to say that now Villa will move up to 5th if it stays like this. And what a goal. Liverpool could not defend at all in their life, and now they are behind by another goal conceded again, and now it's 3-1 to Aston Villa in this matchup here, and things are not looking good here, looks like, for the Liverpool team so far. They are behind and they're losing the game by 3-1. And now here's Rafinha now pushing through, has a chance to shoot, maybe so, potentially here. Rafinha, save right there, clearance away the goalkeeper. And now it looks like here a substitution has been made, and Rafael comes off the field. And now Emiliano Martinez will clear the ball away. Header there now to, looks like, for Rafinha now for the team now for Liverpool. Rafinha, save right there for the goalie. And it could be a chance here for a cross in the box, but it looks like a corner's been given here for Liverpool this matchup. Into the box. Header, goal has been scored. And that's a goal back in the matchup here now, definitely for sure for the team of Liverpool. What a header, and what a superb goal. And now it's a goal there definitely to make it 3-2 in the game. What a superb header there now. and Liverpool are trying to get back in the game, hopefully. So they're still behind, but at least they got a little comeback coming now, it looks like. And now Ollie Watkins. Now to Zanzudio. Now he pushes through here now for Aston Villa. Good defending there from Edgar Mateo. And now all the way to John McGinn. Shoots! Ooh, could have been 4, it could have been. Nice chance, but here's now to Edgar Mateo. All the way now to Endo now. Here's to, looks like to Nunez for Liverpool. Good defender. No. He keeps it alive here now for Liverpool to make it 3-3. Hopefully a comeback here. Gravenberg for Liverpool. Save. Oh! Close. Very close. Now corner here now for Liverpool. Now Rafinha. Kanate. Now to Rafinha. In the box. Shoots. Oh, pretty close. And now it's a corner here now for... Looks like for the team Liverpool here so far. Now clearance away again here now. Here's to Watkins. Now Watkins plays the through here. Nice little run here from Watkins. Now all the way there now to, looks like for Villa now. Now Concier. And now the young player, the young prospect teenager there for Villa there. Pass it there to Watkins. Not long left until full time. And it might be a chance here, definitely, hopefully so maybe. It could be a victory. And now chance here, or save there for the keeper. And now McGinn! Oh, close. Very good chance though. And now he passes it short here now. Here's Robertson the ball. And now all the way there now to Nunez. Now all the way there to Gravenberg. Now Gravenberg's through here now. Chance here for a goal for Liverpool, but unfortunately the whistle blown, and that chance for Liverpool right there could have been 3-3 and kept Liverpool in 5th position in the Premier League, but it's all over and Villa have won against Liverpool in this European battle for Champions League football for next season, and Liverpool unfortunately lost. But Villa hang on for dear life to keep it 3-2 to move Villa up to 5th position, and they got one more game to go to hopefully qualify for the Champions League as it ends Villa 3, Liverpool 2 at full time. A real superb disappointing result here for Liverpool to lose 3-2 against Aston Villa at Villa Park, and that is a massive disappointment right there for Liverpool to lose, because now Villa move up to 5th place in the Premier League, and now Villa are now going to get one more win to go now over Palace hopefully for next week to secure Champions League football for the first time since 43 years ago now. Villa have not played in the Champions League, and that monumental win for Unai Emery's men was a massive, let's say, tight game in terms of Liverpool to try and get back into the matchup, but Villa to win 3-2 and may even qualify for the Champions League. May happen if they end up defeating Palace for next week. Well, massive result for Villa, and I know that I played for Villa back in my playing days when this team won the European Cup in 1982, and I'm so pleased for Villa to actually get the win over the line, and all the Villa fans also are very delighted and excited as well. I'm very happy that Villa, of course, got the win here, because now they are one step closer now to qualify for the UEFA Champions League. All they've got to do now is to try and beat Palace away from home. Do that, they've qualified. Liverpool have actually really struggled here in the game. They've also got the Champions League final to take place in a couple of weeks when they do play against Man City, and that'll be a very important game for Liverpool to try and win that, instead of rather than worry about the game against Wolves next week to try and get into the top 5. Worry about winning the UEFA Champions League over Man City, in my opinion, and then there'll be 6 teams rather than 5 teams to play in this great competition of the Champions League for next season. If Liverpool can get the job done, that will mean it all depends on Villa if they end up losing to Palace. If Palace end up losing and Villa end up winning, the Liverpool solution is to win the Champions League final over Man City in a couple weeks' time. And let's get straight now to the coverage here on Man United's final game at home this season, as they'll host the champions of the league against Arsenal at Old Trafford. And let's get to the game on Super Sunday between those two sides. And let's get straight now to the coverage here for the matchup, Manchester United versus Arsenal. And the last home game for the champions of the Premier League this season to play as champions in their last home game of this Premier League season against Arsenal. A long-time rival with Arsenal through the years, Man United. And they play each other here on match day 37 of the Premier League. And the two teams look ready, the two teams look prepared, and the two teams are looking for the fight here against each other to hopefully get the win here for this afternoon. As the two teams look prepared, and the two teams are very ready. As Ronaldo is the man, is obviously the GOAT, and could he score here over Arsenal here today? To find out. But as of the team for United at Old Trafford here, as we have goalkeeper for Man United, we have is Navas. We also have there is Slur, Marquinhos as well. And we also have Dalot also. We've also Kessie, Casemiro, Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, Garnacho, and also up front Cristiano Ronaldo for Manchester United. But as of for the Arsenal team, and as of for them, as we do have in goal for Arsenal, we do have in keeper, it's going to be here Raya, alongside with Saliba, Gabriel White, and also Kyle War with Jorginho, Odegaard and Rice, with Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus, and also Bukayo Saka for the Arsenal team. And they look ready, they do, Arsenal, look prepared, and they're ready for the fight, they are, ready for the challenge. And we'll see what happens here if Arsenal can really deliver hopefully a win here over Man United, and we have to find out if that's the case. So here's Arsenal will kick things off here, and Man United will kick things off as well in the last game at home for United this season at Old Trafford. And here we go, underway. Arsenal kick things off first, and let's get straight to kick-off underway right now. Here's Declan Rice. He runs through here now. Here's Rice now running through again here for Arsenal to score, but save right there for the goalie. And looks like now we have Martinelli will pass the ball short there to Saka, and now a corner here is being given again for Arsenal. And now a pass short again now to Bukayo Saka. Head up now to Garnacho. And now Garnacho runs through here now for United now. Lost the ball back here now. Back to United again here. Brilliant to see from Man U. Here's now to Dalot now for Man United. Pass the ball to Cristiano Ronaldo. Then Ronaldo now to Fernandes. A save. And that's going to be now definitely out. It looks like here a goal kick for Arsenal in the match. And now here's a header there now to Fernandes. And now Jorginho now holds the ball. Now to Declan Rice. Now to Jorginho. Now to Odegaard. And now it's Jesus. Save for the keeper. And now here's Casemiro. Nice pass there now to Garnacho now for Manchester United. Now all the way there to Gabriel. Now Jorginho. Now here's to Jesus. Now to Bukayo Saka. Now to Jorginho now to Martinelli. Now Martinelli's through. Could be a chance here for a goal. And it is a goal. And it is a goal there for Arsenal in the matchup to make it 1-0 in the game. And what a terrific goal right there from him to place that ball into the back of the net. And the Gunners are now 1 goal in front in the match. What a terrific goal, I've got to say. Unbelievable goal, an unbelievable finish, and right there Jesus slots that ball home to make it here a goal for Arsenal. 1-0 in the game. I cannot believe this. The champions of the Premier League, Man United, are behind over to Arsenal. I cannot believe this. Arsenal are leading 1-0 against the champions of the Premier League this season, Man United, and they've got 2 games after this game and also the next game against Brighton next week, and also got the FA Cup final to look forward to. These two teams will play each other in the FA Cup final in a couple of weeks from now at Wembley Stadium. And meanwhile, right there, Martin Odegaard, the captain, almost strikes it again here to make it 2-0 to the Gunners. But unfortunately, that shot has gone wide, and now it's a goal kick in the matchup here for Manchester United in the game. And a pass ball short there now to Marquinhos. Now to Dalot now for United. Now Dalot all the way now to Rice. Now to Jesus. Now Jesus is through. He's through. Jesus! And a goal there from Arsenal. And Arsenal are 2 goals in front here. And what a brilliant goal right there from him. And Arsenal will come to Old Trafford and score 2 past the champions. And on match day 37, Man United's last home game of the season comes down to, looks like, Arsenal to take the plaudits here at Old Trafford, as 2 goals are scored already for the Arsenal team. And now Garnacho now with the ball here, meanwhile, here for United. And now Garnacho, he's through. Garnacho, and a goal back for Man United. A goal back for Man United right there indeed. And that is a big goal there for Garnacho to send United hopefully back in the game. And the young Alejandro Garnacho right there took it all by himself. That's why they're the champions of the Premier League for a reason. That's why they're the top of the league throughout the whole season, because Garnacho has been a real top asset for the United team in terms of his pace, his stamina, his ability, and wonder why they're champions of this division. And a yellow card's being given here for United, and Marquinhos has been booked there for the team. So let's see what happens from here now. Looks like now that Jesus now wins. It looks like a free kick in this matchup. And let's see what happens from here now for Arsenal in this match. And now here's Odegaard. Now to Saka. Now to Jesus. Now to, there's a chance for Jesus to shoot maybe here. Could be a chance here for Jesus. Good cover there. Now here's Slur with the ball. And now here's Bruno Fernandes. And nearly half-time, nearly half-time. And now, good defending again, now Kessie. And that's going to be that for the end of the first half, as Manchester United are behind here, the champions of the Premier League this season. In their last home game of the season, they are behind by 2-1 by Arsenal. And that man right there, Jesus, got the plaudit right there to score 2 goals here as it ends 2-1 at half-time.
Manchester City, the kings of English football again. You'll never stop this thing. I will never let you go.
And here we go. Kick-off on the way here for the second half. Kicks off, and let's see United get back in the game before the end of this home game of the last for United this season. And Ronaldo got taken out, it looks like. And looks like their Saliba has been booked. A yellow card for Arsenal as Cristiano Ronaldo has been taken out. So let's see what happens from here now for Man United here. Fernandes all the way. Header bounced away back again here now. Arsenal the ball here. Bukayo Saka runs for the ball. Any opportunities right here for them to shoot maybe. So do anything in this game. All the way there past there to Kimmelwar. Kimmelwar's through. Could be a goal for Kimmelwar. Hit the post or crossbar. And a clearance away there from Man United. And now here's to, looks like Kessie. Now Fernandes. Now to Rashford. Shoots. Good block. And now Rashford now again. Another chance here. Header. Bounced away here. Away. Now Casemiro now for Man United. Good defending there from Arsenal. Here's to Jesus. Finds a pass there now to Martinelli. Now Martinelli, he's through. Martinelli, and he does! What a brilliant goal there from Gabriel Martinelli. And what a solo run right there from him. A solo run and a solo effort from him to place the ball in the back of the net to make sure Arsenal extend the lead here over Manchester United in the game. What a run, what a finish. And that's an absolute superb goal right there from him. And now looks like Garnacho obviously comes off the field. And looks like now we have it seems a substitution now. Alex Telles will come on the pitch here for Man United as we speak. And now here's Rashford. Now Rashford. Ronaldo. Now to Kessie. Now all the way there to Marquinhos. Now all the way here now to Marquinhos now. Running through Marquinhos. Could be a chance in the shoot maybe. Good defending. Chance here for a goal maybe. Oh my god, United could have scored. Another save right there from Raya. Another superb save from him. Another massive chance, I've got to say, to try and create something here. But here's Declan Rice. And now all the way there now to, looks like, from Saka. Now Rice. And now here's Kessie. Now to Fernandes now. Here's to Odegaard. Now to Jesus. Good defending. And that is a chance here now. Is Declan Rice. Not long left for the game to go, by the way. Not long left. Here's Jesus. Back to the goalkeeper there. To Keylor Navas. And Arsenal, of course, will meet Man United once again, of course, in a couple of weeks from now in the FA Cup final. And now Rice is through here. And Rice makes it 4. And 4 goals to 1 for Arsenal at Old Trafford. And they might be definitely prepared, of course, when they do play United again, of course, in the FA Cup final in a couple of weeks for sure. Because they are leading 4-1. And Arsenal will definitely want to build that momentum, of course, in that FA Cup final when they meet United again in 3 weeks from now. And Declan Rice right there gets the ball, placed it past the keeper, and now it's 4-1 to the Arsenal in this matchup. Brilliant, brilliant football. Brilliant fight as well for Arsenal in this matchup. Brilliant in terms of the ability and the fight as well. It's been great. And now here's Ronaldo. Now Ronaldo running through here now. Cristiano Ronaldo. Could be a chance here. Shot saved. And now boots the ball away from danger here from Raya. Header. And that's going to be that, by the way, in the end of the matchup here for the game. As Arsenal come with huge confidence, of course, and win against the champions of the Premier League by 4 goals to 1. They meet each other again in a couple of weeks from now in the FA Cup final Wembley, when Arsenal will play United again in a final. But as of this game here, at United's last home game at Old Trafford this season as champions, they lost the game by 4 goals to 1 over Arsenal here this afternoon. And the Premier League champions of this season, Manchester United, end up losing at home 4-1 against Arsenal in the matchup. And what was your thoughts on Arsenal's performance here against Manchester United, away from home especially? And I thought United, in their last home game this season, they might come across as the real team to wrap up the season as the champions and play like champions and win the game. But as of the matchup here this afternoon, they lost 4-1 against Arsenal. And what was your thoughts of the game? Well, I feel that there's nothing to play for Man United. United, of course, are now comfortable now as champions of this season of the Premier League, and they had nothing to play for, really, United. They're champions, and they've got really, let's say, less motivation now from now until the FA Cup final, when these two teams will meet each other again at the end of the season. They do have to play each other also at Wembley Stadium at the FA Cup game, and I think United, of course, got their eyesights on that rather than the 2 last remaining games left of the season. They do play also in their last Premier League match against Brighton away from home for next week, and I feel that Arsenal obviously had that momentum in the matchup, and United, of course, a little bit, let's say, got their priorities, of course, on the FA Cup final, hopefully, if they can go and win the double this season. And I feel they are very comfortable, of course, United. Nothing to play for. They can relax, they can enjoy the last 2 remaining games of the season with their head high. Maybe a bit disappointed they lost here 4-1 to Arsenal, though, but as of the Arsenal team, they did very, very well to get the result here. They moved themselves up to 3rd place after that result here over United. 3rd position in the Premiership's decent for Arsenal in terms of how they've been all season. The team have not been in the top 4 as much halfway through the season. Arsenal around 6th, 5th, 7th, 8th in the league, and then Arsenal picked up some great form, and now they are currently sitting in 3rd position in the Premier League, now qualified now automatically now to the Champions League. And they'll be very, very proud about that, of course, the Arsenal team. But they also play against each other as well in a couple of weeks from now. Man United and Arsenal play each other again at Wembley Stadium at the FA Cup final. And hopefully Arsenal could win some silverware this season. They obviously couldn't win the Premier League. They couldn't obviously win the Champions League. But they've got the FA Cup to play for over United in a couple of weeks' time. And hopefully Arsenal could stop United on winning the double, hopefully, by the end of this season. So I look forward to it next week if Arsenal can get the job done and win the FA Cup over Man United. Because in this game here this afternoon, they've been absolutely fantastic. And they can look forward now to Everton next week. And also the FA Cup final in a couple of weeks after that over the team they played against here for this afternoon, Man United. Thank you very much there, Andy. And now we move on now to the coverage, of course, of the other Premier League games on match day 37 of the Premier League. And let's get to the coverages of those games here right now for this afternoon. The team's already been relegated in the Premier League. Celtic scored the first goal in the matchup to put themselves in the lead in the game. As does an unbelievable good start to the matchup here for Morgan Gibbs-White to really beat past the goalkeeper Areola to score the first goal in the match. Even though Celtic are now relegated, but at least they've got a little bit of something. And then Gerald Bowen there, nice pass there, all the way to a goal there from Paqueta to score to make it 1-1 in the matchup. And a little bit of something here for Paqueta to make sure that West Ham are now level in the game. And that's now 1 apiece between these two sides at the London Stadium. And then a real good goal here for West Ham to finally put themselves in the lead. A nice little back heel there from Harry Maguire to Kudus, Mohamed Kudus, to get that goal in the 80th minute of the matchup to make sure that West Ham are in front and make sure West Ham do win the game against already relegated Celtic in the matchup. As we know, at Celtic, obviously playing Championship football for next season. They've got 2 last remaining games left of the season. Now comes down to 1 remaining game left of the season as they play Norwich for next week. But as for West Ham, they play against Man City in their last game for next week on match day 38. But the full-time score here ends at London Stadium as West Ham United 2, Celtic 1. A great start to the matchup here for Wolverhampton Wanderers, scored the first goal in the matchup as Chunner right there makes Wolves 1 goal in front in the matchup. As what a brilliant start right there from him, as looks like Dean Henderson could not stop the shot from Chunner, as now Wolves are 1-0 up to the good here at Molineux. And then another goal in the matchup here for a corner from Wolves, cross into the box, header right there from Craig Dawson to score another goal to make it 2-0. What a set piece, cross into the box, and then Craig Dawson got the head on that, and Dean Henderson unfortunately could not stop that, and it's now 2-0 to Wolves in the game. But then however, Crystal Palace got themselves a goal back in the matchup as Wilfred Zaha for Palace scores, and now it's 2-1. Slightly, they're getting back in the game a little bit, and now it is 2-1 in the match for Wolves so far. And then Palace scored another goal in the matchup as Eze right there, really their cut-in play, and what a pass there from Zaha to Eze to score another goal to put Palace from 2-0 down to 2-2, as what a finish right there from him, as Jose Sarr could not get there in time. And then in the 60th minute of the matchup, Palace scored to make it 2-0 down to 3-2 comeback for them, as what an absolute great finish right there from Mateta to put the ball past right there to Jose Sarr to make sure Palace secure the 3 points against Wolves here this afternoon. And I cannot believe it, by the way. How could Palace come back from 2-0 down to 3-2 on match day 37 of the Premier League. They've got one more game to go next week against Aston Villa for their chances on European football. But as for the Palace, however, they have got to play Villa next week. But as for the Wolves, they go and play Liverpool, also in the races, of course, for European football for next season also. But it ends here for the matchup here for this afternoon. Wolves 2, Palace 3. And a real perfect run here from Rangers, who scored the first opener in the matchup as Andres Pereira scored the first goal in the match. As a great pass there looks like from Delalo all the way to Rangers here to score the first goal. And that's a massive goal for Rangers in terms of their lifeline for a chance, of course, to get themselves safety for next season in the Premier League. But unfortunately for Spurs, another stupid goal conceded as well again. And Delalo got the last touch on that as Lopez could not catch the ball, and Tottenham are 2 goals behind. And that 2-goal lead for Rangers is absolutely massive for their chances for safety for the Premier League for next season. They got one more game to go after this. And however, 10 minutes before full time, Spurs have got themselves a goal back in the matchup as Harry Kane took it all by himself all the way 1v1 to the goalkeeper, and he hits it past Samba, and it's 2-1. And then in the last minute, Harry Kane scores another late goal, and it's 2-2. And Rangers is heartbroken slightly because we all thought that win might be for Rangers could really help them for safety for next season in terms of the Premier League. But that 2-2 draw against Spurs in the late minutes of the game gives them less confidence, of course, as they're now 2 points behind from Sheffield United as they're currently 17th in safety position. But Rangers have got one more game to go at home at Firebox, all to play for them against Leicester for next week if they can somehow win that game to put Rangers safe in the final day of the season for next week. A brilliant start to Leicester in the matchup as Jamie Vardy passed the ball right there all the way to Harvey Barnes to score the first goal of the matchup for Leicester City to put their noses in front past Chelsea as Courtois could not save Harvey Barnes' shot, and Leicester City are 1 goal in the lead in the game at the King Power. But however, for Chelsea, they got themselves level in the matchup and equalised by a goal from Enzo Fernandez to score, and right past in the top corner past Schmeichel to put Chelsea level in the game. And that's an unbelievable hit right there from the midfielder. And the match ended here at full time here at the King Power Stadium as it ends Leicester City 1, Chelsea 1 at full time. And a real brilliant run right here from João Pedro for Brighton Hove Albion to score the first goal past Nick Pope. As what a real perfect finish right there from him to score the first goal in the game as João Pedro slots that ball past Nick Pope, and now it's 1-0 to Brighton in the matchup. And then Brighton again, unfortunately, have given themselves another chance to score another goal here to make it 2-0. And the Newcastle fans are very silent here at St James's Park Stadium. They've got a European final to play for in a couple of weeks over Padres Impact in the Conference League final. But as of in the Premier League, they're 2 goals behind over here over Brighton in the matchup. And then Newcastle got themselves a little bit of fight back in the matchup as Miguel Almiron scored past the goalkeeper of David Sanchez. And that's a real perfect run right there from Miguel Almiron to get a goal back for Newcastle, but they're still behind in the game. And then Newcastle scored another goal in the matchup to make it 2-2. As another brilliant goal here again, looks like here a perfect finish and a perfect goal from the player of Miguel Almiron to score another goal. 2 goals he scored for Newcastle to get themselves back in the game. But unfortunately, Brighton scored a real, let's say, late goal. As a what a finish from Dominic Solanke to score the 3rd goal in the matchup. As a perfect finish and a perfect goal right there from Brighton. And that's an absolute massive win for them as it ends here at the game 3-2. A massive farewell to Goodison Park because a last 130 years as Everton hosted their games here at Goodison Park came to an end here in their last ever home game. And Everton scored their first goal in the matchup in their farewell game in their ground at Goodison Park before they moved to the Bradley Moore Dock, and Richarlison makes it 1-0 to the Toffees. And then Everton, a nice good run right there from Richarlison to slot the ball home past the goalkeeper of West Foderingham as their farewell tour here at Goodison Park in their last ever game here at this great historic stadium is now 2-0 now for Everton so far in the game. And then Everton carried on, getting themselves another goal in the matchup to score a third goal in the game, as looks like the goalkeeper could not stop right there on the shot from Richarlison to score another goal past the goalkeeper of West Foderingham. And we know that Sheffield United is a massive game for them as well in terms of safety for next season. But Everton want to try and end their season at Goodison Park with a massive 3 points. And they've done another thing in the second half and scored another goal to make it 4-0. And Danjuma got on the score sheet there as Everton scored 4 goals past Sheffield United, as they need to really butt their ideas up because they've got one more game to go for next week. Sheffield United against Spurs. Spurs will be a tough game to play for Sheffield United, of course. They've got to really hope that Leicester City could do a favour for Sheffield United and actually keep them up in the Premier League for next season. But in the farewell game at Goodison Park, Richarlison wraps up this stadium, this historic stadium, with a hat-trick in the game, and it ends 4-0 in their final day at Goodison Park here this afternoon. Man City got themselves a goal against Norwich at the Canaries at Carrow Road Stadium as Lionel Messi scored the first goal in the matchup past them, and he took it all by himself, and no one helping Lionel Messi, as he was very powerful in terms of his ability to go around defenders. And now Man City lead the game by 1-0. And Norwich City learned their fate from last week as they were confirmed relegated from the Premier League after losing to Brentford last week. But however, at Carrow Road, they got a little bit of fight back here over Man City, the defending champions of the Premier League from last season. And now it's 1-1 in the game. And what a goal right there from him. And Sargent makes it 1 apiece despite them being relegated. And then Man City got themselves that real, let's say, late goal as Jude Bellingham got Man City the winner in the matchup. As what a finish right there for the team who obviously will have to fight for second place, unfortunately, so this season. And they could not go win the Premier League title, but at least they've got a little bit of something here of 3 points before the end of the season, as there's only one more game to go left for Man City. They've got to play West Ham for next week. For Norwich, they play their relegated rivals, or the team already been relegated with Norwich City for next season, Celtic, in their last remaining game of the Premier League for next weekend. But as for Jude Bellingham right here in the matchup, he scored that real good goal to make sure City collect the 3 points over Norwich, as it ends Norwich City 1, Man City 2 at full time at Carrow Road. And a real perfect run here for Leeds United as Patrick Bamford got the first goal and the first proper strike, 1v1 to the keeper, as looks like Flacken right there was 1v1, gone all the way right there to the goalie, as unfortunately he could not stop obviously Bamford from scoring, and Leeds take the lead here at Ellen Road. And then another goal here for Leeds in the matchup as Ivan Toney cross the ball into the box here, all the way right there into the goal, right there for Brentford to make it 1-1 in the matchup. A great run, it looks like here, from Jensen to place that ball past the goalkeeper, and now it's 1 apiece in the match. And then Leeds really pushed through, really pushed forward, and got themselves a goal here to make it 2-1 in the game. And that's an unbelievable strike An unbelievable finish right there from Jack Harrison to get himself that goal. And now it is 2-1 to Leeds United in the game so far. And then Luis Cinstiera, the winger for Leeds United, got himself a goal as well to make it 3-1 to Leeds United. As what a goal right there from him. A real perfect run right there to really beat past the defender of Leeds. And then Leeds got themselves another goal here to put themselves 3-1 up in the matchup. And that's an unbelievable goal right there from Cinstiera from Colombia. And then another great goal here to make it 4-1 as Somerville scored the last piece of the jigsaw here to get themselves that fourth goal past Brentford's goalkeeper. As what a perfect finish right there from the Dutch winger. And he makes it now 4-1 to Leeds United so far in the game, in the matchup. Unfortunately, things look bad for Brentford. They lost here by 4-1 over Leeds United. These two teams obviously safe anyways from the drop, and these two teams are really fighting for positions on where they're going to finish in terms of 10th position, 11th position, 12th position and 13th position going into the final day of the Premier League season for next week. But the full-time score here ends at Ellen Road as Leeds United 4, Brentford 1 at the end of the matchup here at Ellen Road. The official results of the Premier League for match day 37. Norwich City 1, Man City 2, Everton 4, Sheffield United 0, Newcastle 2, Brighton 3, Leicester City 1, Chelsea 1, Spurs 2, Rangers 2, Wolves 2, Palace 3, West Ham United 2, Celtic 1, Leeds 4, Brentford 1, Man United 1, Arsenal 4 and Villa 3, Liverpool 2. And that'll mean that the table now shows that Aston Villa have now moved up to 5th place after beating Liverpool here this afternoon by 3-2. But it's all down to Villa, Liverpool and Chelsea to take the battle for a chance to qualify in 5th place for Champions League for next season to the final day of the Premiership season. And now moving down into the relegation zone battle, as we know that now that Rangers are only 2 points behind from safety, as they're currently sitting in 18th place and they're looking hopeful win maybe over Leicester for a chance on Sheffield United to drop to the relegation positions and be relegated with Norwich and Celtic, as that game's of next week of the relegation battle and also the race for Europe will be live on Match of the Day next Sunday, as Sheffield United will take on Spurs, Leicester will travel away to Rangers, and also we'll have Palace versus Villa and also Liverpool versus Wolves. And that's all from the coverage here on Sky Sports Super Sunday for a whole season of coverage of the football. All ends for Sky Sports, as we'll be heading for BBC Match of the Day for the final games of the season for next week. And I'd like to say on behalf of myself here today, Richard Keys and also Andy Gray, I really hoped that our coverage of Super Sunday was most entertaining for your viewers who are watching this on YouTube to see these great drama, great action and great entertainment really stored for all of us here in the studio to make this happen on Sky Sports. As thank you very much from all of us here for the 2024 and 2025 Premier League season, from all of us here on Super Sunday, and we'll see you all for next season. Have a very good break, everyone.